Hey guys, we're back with another video on the screen used Night Rider Dorsey trailer. You guys seem to really like these videos. We're trying to do one once a week if schedules permit. So far, so good. We got a lot to cover this week. A lot of kind of, it's like a potpourri of items, I guess you could say, that we handle. First of all, on the inside, we're ripping out the wall between the what will be the office and the lounge. We're ripping out the drywall, taking out the studs, really opening it up and making quite a mess in the process, which is always fun. We've got an update on the pulleys for the back of the trailer. You know, a couple videos ago, we talked about how we were trying to find those original pulleys. Well, we have a pretty cool update on that, so you're gonna wanna check that out. We also spend a lot of time ripping out more of the belly boxes. So by the time we're done today, the trailer will look more like the trailer did in 1986 than it has in decades. It's gonna be quite a cool transformation. We're also gonna theorize a little bit regarding this trailer and what it did before Night Rider. Remember, this trailer is a 1978 model. Night Rider didn't premiere until 1982. So what was it doing those 4 years? Well, we have some ideas that we'll share with you. And finally, let's pivot a little bit and talk about the tractor and specifically the sleeper. You guys have been amazing in helping us find some of these really bizarre, hard to find pieces for the trailer in the past. We need your help finding a couple specific pieces for the sleeper that we're recreating. So again, lots going on in here. Plus, we're going to give our latest shout outs to our Flag Agent Patreon supporters. So if you're one of those people, you want to check it out, we'll be answering some of your questions. All right, enough of me talking. We better get going. All right, take a look at that. All that drywall's off. Now we just have to remove the skeleton and we'll have that open. All right, let's see if we can remove some of this wall. Well, that's looking a bit more open, isn't it? There is no more lounge. It's all open. Isn't that what they're trying to do these days? Open concept, right? So do we just leave this open? Of course not. We're not doing open concept. We're doing 1986 closed concept, right? So let's get down here. There is the remains of the wall, the studs, the drywall. There it is, all open. Much, much better. Still gonna cut those off there. Now it's gonna be easier because there's not a wall behind it. Do you want to help with the Semi's restoration? Donate now to the Semi Restoration GoFundMe initiative or buy one of our awesome Semi Restoration Team shirts. Links are in the video description below. All right, so let's take a minute and talk about the sleeper for the tractor. We've covered bits and pieces of it in past videos, but basically the sleeper was a one-off custom design that was never mass produced. We know the manufacturer of the sleeper. We've talked to them. They're no longer in the sleeper business. They don't have any blueprints, so we're stuck building it from scratch, which actually isn't terrible. We have enough information on it. We have some really great high resolution behind the scenes photos of it, so we'll be able to recreate it exactly. That's not a concern. But if you recall, on the sleeper, there are 3 access doors. There's 2 on the passenger side, 1 on the driver's side. Those doors were, I guess you could say, mass-produced items, as mass as they could be for those type of sleepers. So those doors can be found on other sleepers of the day, the exact doors, down to the rivets, the door handle, everything. We would love to find a set of these doors that we can use in this build so we don't have to recreate the doors from scratch. So regarding the doors, like I said, there's 3 of them. There's 2 smaller ones, one on the bottom of both the passenger side and the driver's side. And those doors measure approximately 18 inches by 29 inches. So 29 inches wide, 18 inches tall. They have a handle on the corner of them to open the doors, obviously. On the, the passenger side, the handle's on the left. On the driver's side, the handle's on the right. And then on the passenger side, there's a larger door. It's 40 inches tall, 29 inches wide. So they're both 29 inches wide. One is 18 inches tall, one is 40 inches tall. And that one also has a handle. So you internet sleuths out there, maybe you have some connections, maybe you know someone that has tractor trailer, junkyard, whatever. We are looking for these exact doors to purchase to use in our build. So if you're able to help us, shoot us an email at nightriderhistorians@gmail.com. We would love to hear from you. Thanks so much. All right, so let's take a moment here and talk about this trailer before Night Rider. So in the research we've done, we know that this trailer was sold brand new in 1978 to J.T. McKinney. We covered this in a previous video. For those of you who don't know or didn't see that video, J.T. McKinney was a movie truck tractor trailer rental outfit in Hollywood. I'm sure they did other things, but I know that they rented out tractor trailers to Hollywood productions. In fact, in Night Rider, you can see some of the J.T. McKinney tractor trailers. There's a scene in Chariot of Gold that we talked about where you can see one of the trucks has J.T. McKinney mud flaps on it, okay? So we know that J.T. McKinney had this trailer from 1978 until 1982 when it was used in Night Rider. And at some point during all of that, Universal Studios took ownership. They purchased it, or there was a transfer from J.T. McKinney to Night Rider. But that begs the question, what was this trailer doing from 1978 through 1982? Was it in other movies and TV shows that we don't know about? So I'm gonna put that out there to you guys. Let's start thinking about, where else could this trailer have been seen? Movies, TV shows from 1978 through 1982. It probably would have been painted white, I'm guessing. Maybe black, but probably white from 78 to 82, based on some of the sanding and the paint history we've been able to figure out. So, you know, you guys start, you know, watch some of your shows, watch, you know, like BJ and the Bear, The Incredible Hulk. And it doesn't necessarily have to be Universal Studios Productions, but I'd probably start there. And $6 Million Man, maybe. When did that end? I don't know. That might have been too early. Rockford Files, I think, was too early also. But keep an eye out for a Dorsey drop trailer in any of those late 70s, early 80s shows, and maybe we'll be able to actually tie it to the original Knight Rider semi. All right, let's get back to it. All right, guys, take a look at this. Our friend Glenn Holzer, who has been working with me offline with some of the CAD work, he designed the pulley, and it is amazing. This is a printout, a 1-to-1 scale printout of the pulley, just for sizing purposes, but we are getting ready to fabricate, to send the design files off to have the pulleys actually fabricated. So take a look at this. It's sized perfectly, it looks perfect. I can't wait until we get these actual pulleys fabricated and mocked up. Now, of course, this panel, you know, there was plywood in this panel, so that would have been flush with this post right here. So the plywood would have been here, and then there was a wood block behind the pulley. So we'll get all that recreated. But for now, just take a look at how cool that looks, and you can almost start to see, you know, how the pulley was and, you know, how it will be again. So our special thanks to Glenn. He and I are working on a couple other projects related to the trailer and the tractor that you aren't going to want to miss. They're going to be amazing. We've got a new feature across the Knight Rider Historians YouTube channel, Super Thanks, not to be confused with Super Pursuit. With Super Thanks, you have the option to post a distinct, colorful, and fully customizable comment in our videos comments section. This shows the world that you are a super Knight Rider fan and will stand out amongst the sea of comments that we receive. Go ahead, give it a try. And every super thanks gets a super response from us. Press the thanks button. Just don't press the turbo boost. Well, I don't know if you can see, it's getting a little cramped in the trailer. We've got all kinds of stuff that we're tearing out of the trailer. We don't have a place to put it, so we're just kind of throwing it off in the corner. So at some point soon, there's going to be a cleaning day in here. It's a disaster. You should see what it looks like behind me. Anyways, so wanted to take a moment, a sidebar. We did this in our last video to thank and to welcome our new Patreon supporters, flag agents. Now, flag agents are the top tier in our Patreon community. Now, if you're interested in our Patreon community, there's a link up above and a link down below in the description. By being part of our Patreon community, supporters get early access to all our videos. They get exclusive videos that you don't find here. Some really kind of cool stuff, and photos as well, behind the scenes photos that most of the public doesn't see. But our top tier flag agents get a special bonus. They not only get a mention in the video, which I'll do here shortly, but they also get any questions that they have, they submit to us through the Patreon inbox, and we will address them on our videos. So let's get going with our latest supporters. All right, the first one is Kenny Dean. So Kenny, welcome. Thanks for joining us. Thanks for your support. His question is, have you contacted Round 2 to have a model kit made of the truck and trailer? And have you met David Hasselhoff? So the first question is, no, we haven't. We've been a little busy with the actual trailer and getting it restored. We haven't contacted anyone regarding getting a model made. There is a really, really good model out there. I can't begin to picture or tell you who created it. I just can't remember right now. But there's a really good one out there. It's a little expensive. But and then have you met David Hasselhoff? Yes. In fact, in our opening credits of every episode, you see Hasselhoff getting out of KITT. That is our KITT. We met him at Good Morning America in 2019. He was doing a segment with KITT, and they had our KITT there, and it was a great opportunity to get to meet him. All right, so next we have SwissKnight2000.ch. Swiss Knight has been a member of our Patreon community for a very, very long time, but just increased his support to $25 a month. Flag agent. So thank you so much. Next is Brian Sellers. Hi, Brian. Thanks for joining us. His question was regarding the sleeper, and I'm going to paraphrase because he wrote like 4 paragraphs regarding this, which was an excellent description and kind of what he's looking for. So I'll paraphrase it. He basically wants to know the sleeper that was on the semi for seasons 3 and 4. We always call it a fake sleeper. Was it really fake? And the answer is yes and no. Probably closer to no, actually. We only called it a fake sleeper because it was never connected to the the cab of the truck. It was always just a separate piece. But as I understand it, there are times when there were sleepers put on day cabs that were never connected. So that doesn't necessarily mean it's fake. The company that made the sleeper for Knight Rider for seasons 3 and 4 was an actual sleeper manufacturer back in the day. They also made the sleeper for the Smokey and the Bandit 2 GMC General, which was a prototype sleeper called the General's Quarters. And you can do research on, you can Google it and do some research on it. They did those sleepers. Well, I think they made 3 General's Quarters sleepers, and they were prototypes for GMC to see if they wanted to offer them to the public, and they never did. And from what I've heard, those 3 General's Quarters sleepers, like on Smokey and the Bandit 2, were all scrapped. The one on Knight Rider was a completely one-off custom design. It was never mass-produced in any way. So since it was built by an actual sleeper company, it probably wasn't fake. It probably did have an interior. We don't know what the interior looked like. We've never seen pictures of the inside, but Brian is correct in noting that the doors on the side, you can see the hinges. They did open. They weren't fake in that respect. So there probably was some kind of an interior to the sleeper. So maybe we shouldn't call it a fake sleeper anymore. But the company that produced those sleepers no longer makes sleepers. So, and we don't know what happened to the original one. It very well could have been sent back to this company, scrapped by Universal Studios, or maybe it's sitting out there somewhere. But as of right now, we have no leads on it. All right, so next we have, and I'm going to apologize in advance, I might screw this name up, even though this person messaged me with the correct pronunciation. So Nicholas Estiche. I have no clue. I'm sorry if I screwed that up, but regardless, we appreciate you're here. We appreciate that you're here. All right, Brandon Treat, again, thank you so much for your support, for being a flag agent. We appreciate that. Simon Butler. Simon, thank you for joining us. He had a question. When the tractor trailer is finally fully restored, will you be holding some sort of grand reveal or first showing for your loyal followers? I'm sure many of us would love to see it in person. Yes, we will be doing something, some big reveal. As you can see, it's going to be a little while. We have a long, long way to go. But yes, when this is all done, there will be some kind of a public celebration where we'll have the fully finished semi, we'll have our screen use kit in here, we'll have the office set, and we will geek out and pretend it's 1986 all over again. All right, Keith Marshall, thank you for your increased support. You've been with us for a while, appreciate that. Jeff and Lisa Marie Foose, hello, guys, thank you for joining us. Dean Hansen, Dean, welcome. His question is, when KITT is dumped into the acid pit in Junkyard Dog, what kind of tow truck is being used? It's painted with the flag logo and colors. That's a good question. Probably should research that. I don't know. It's black with some gold trim on it, if I remember correctly, in the logo. They probably just slapped that on the side. That was probably a Universal Studios tow truck, maybe, or a flatbed. Let me do some research on that, and if I can figure it out exactly where it came from, we'll certainly update you in a future video. All right, and finally, Matthew Kochi? Probably Kochi. Welcome, Matthew. Thank you for joining us. So those are our newest flag agents. So again, thank you so much. If you're interested in becoming a flag agent or one of our other levels, we have History Hunter, History Appreciator levels. Check out our Patreon community. All right, so with that, let's get back to our show. All right, that's looking much, much better. Man, that is a lot of work to get those out. But now you can see the original belly boxes on the underside there. We still have some more bracing to cut out under there, and of course we still have that, but you know, we're closing in here. Let's step back and take a look. With every piece we cut off, it's looking more and more like the trailer we all know. Take a look at that. We are making good progress here. Also note how much it has killed my grass under there. You're welcome, Knight Rider fans. So, obviously, we've just been hacking pieces off, but really all of this trim needs to come off too, and that's going to take some more work. Still have to cut that off over there, which is at this point going to be simple. Trim some stuff under there, but you can see there's our belly boxes. That piece has to come out, some cuts, but we are nearing the end of this portion of the project. So this panel is original to the show. These are not. So we got to cut all this off, and same with over here. But yeah, you could almost you know, camp out under here. We're getting real close. Oh yeah, I guess we still have that board that needs to come out too. But let's just step back. Let's step back here and just admire. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Getting back to 1986 specs. All right, so obviously in order to cut all that out, I had to remove these very, very heavy and awkward stairs. These stairs are not original to the show. In fact, we have pictures of this trailer in 1988, which we shared in previous videos, and it had a set of stairs that we thought were these stairs, but actually are not these stairs. These have 3 steps. The ones in that picture have 2 steps. So these were added later on, and they were hooked in. You know, they added these receivers here for the stairs right here. Those pieces hook into there. But the stairs are so heavy, and because of the orientation and not just here, but where it was in Arizona and everything, this corner of the door has started to bend because when the door was closing, it was hitting that top step. So I think these doors, or not these doors, these stairs, we're not going to use anymore. What I'm thinking about doing here is just building at least some temporary wooden stairs that we can, you know, put down when we need to and otherwise store up there. But all right, guys, I think that should do it for this episode. You know, it might not seem like a ton of progress here, but man, that's a lot of work just getting that stuff cut out. So it is looking closer and closer to what we remember on the show, isn't it? This last piece right here is going to have to wait. We can't cut this out until we get the drop deck out of here, because the hydraulic pump and lines are all bolted to that and integrated. So that'll be coming later, but hey, look at that. You can actually see under it again. All right, guys, more on the trailer coming soon as we continue our teardown of the screen-used Night Rider Dorsey trailer.